Hi friends, we're here to talk today and give you guys an insight on my first impressions about how the annual Passholder preview went to the reopening of the Magic Kingdom. So my full video will be coming out on Monday, but because this information is constantly changing, I wanted to give you guys my first impressions. Plus I have a lot of footage, so I'm not gonna have time to like process it all and get it out in time. So I figured I'd at least give you my insight, that way you kind of have an idea of what's going on. And since the park opens to the public on Saturday, all of this could change for all I know. So before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like. I really appreciate it. I try to give you guys as much current and up-to-date content as possible. And yeah, so let's get into today's video. Okay, so first impressions, I made like a list. Like throughout the day I started thinking of different things, or I heard different other people say other things. And that triggered me to like think about it in a little bit more depth. So we're gonna jump into it. So the number one thing would be bag check and security needs help. So I saw online that you were gonna have to go through, put all your metal and electronic items into a clear plastic bag and then walk through these like security, like almost like walls, dividers, and then if they saw anything or if it went off, then you're gonna have to put all your items in a bin and like empty your entire bag into a bin, and it was gonna have to be checked. And that sounded really confusing to me. And then when I got there today, it wasn't that at all. It was, if you have a metal umbrella or a metal water bottle, put it in a bin and carry everything else through a metal detector, and then if it goes off, they check it. Well, that seems a little sketchy. And then I was listening, I saw Carlye Wisel's story, I'll link her down below, and she said her bag went off and then security went through her bag without gloves. And like, in today's environment and in today's society, that's not okay. They need a better way of doing it. I don't know what they need. I love the way Universal does it, because you just put your bag through an x-ray scanner and they check it, you're good to go. They see something, they'll pull it aside, they're wearing gloves, they'll go through it. But if not, you just grab your bag out of the bag, grab your bag out of the bin, and you're good to go. And everything is actually screened. This seems a little sketchy. Just my personal opinion, I think it's something that needs to be looked at and needs to be reworked. So social distancing, transportation is funny. It's kind of like going in the order it takes to like get to the park. So the buses are amazing. So you'll see, maybe right now, we took the bus over to Magic Kingdom, and basically they were like, okay, how many people in your party? We said 3. They said, okay, go sit on number 3. And then you go on the bus, all the seats are numbered. If you can't sit on a certain seat, it says, do not sit here, and you don't sit there. And then in between all the different groups of numbers, there are clear like plexiglass dividers. They're probably like maybe 1.5 feet wide, connected to the different like bars. It's great. So we're on the bus. That was very easy. Basically you tell them how many people and they put you on a number, and all the seats are numbered with like these dividers between them. So I think there was, on a bus of like maybe 24 seats or 30 seats, there was only 8, and they had those buses flying out of there, which really helped. The monorail, I took the monorail back from the Magic Kingdom to the TTC. So as you walk up, they ask how many people are in your party, and then they tell you a number to stand on. So I'm on number 3. As you can see, there's an arrow. So 11 will be in one half of the cab, and I will be in the other half. And yeah, the monorail just arrived. Perfect timing. Monorail silver. So I will pick this side. They will pick that side, and there is a divider between this side and then the other half of the cabin, which is nice. It was good, and I don't know if maybe it was just the end of the day, and so because it was busier, it was kind of confusing. So I went into it thinking I was gonna get my own like cabin. And so the cabins, imagine the cabins are like a double cabin sort of. So you have seats, they back up to seats, and another set of seats. Well, between the two seats that are back to back, there's like a divider. So one cabin, one cabin. I was under the impression that it was one party per cabin. When we came back, there was 2 parties in each cabin. So there was me and another party, and then another 2 parties in the separate cabin behind the divider, which was a little weird. I mean, I guess we were 6 feet apart, but it was just different than I thought. So I don't know if maybe like something got lost in translation, or I think they could have better signage. Hearing people with the mask on was kind of hard because most of the cast members at Disney are not just wearing masks, they're wearing face shields. So you have multiple layers you're trying to get through. I don't know if they need to mic them up or what, but it was different than what I expected. Also, on the ferry boat, I obviously didn't take the ferry boat either way because I took a bus and I took a monorail. But the ferry boat has like social distancing circles that you stand on, and you can't sit on any of the benches. So if you like being able to sit on your transportation, either take the bus or the monorail. Social distancing squad. So I saw them throughout the park. You definitely saw them. They seemed cool. They were definitely checking to make sure people had masks on. I saw them like walk by people, do double check. Like, they were there and you knew it. And they're wearing bright yellow shirts, so you can't miss them. Disney actually came out saying you can't wear gaiters to the park. And what they mean by gaiters is like the big tubes that you can pull up your nose and mouth. They didn't give a reason why, but they just said they were not a acceptable form of face covering. So, however, I saw someone with one, and I asked how they were able to wear one in the park, and they said, we asked them and they're wearing another mask underneath. So either a surgical mask or a fabric mask underneath, and that's perfectly fine from what I have been told. This could change. The gaiters changed as of yesterday, or were being enforced as of yesterday, so who knows. One of the biggest things that I noticed was I didn't see really anyone wearing the face mask improperly, whether it be off the nose or as a chin strap. I didn't see that. And I kept a pretty sturdy, like I was looking for it. And I didn't really see it anywhere. I saw people who would like take it off, take a drink, put it back on. But I didn't see the whole off the nose, or if someone was talking, you might see it slide off their nose, but they would pull it up when they were done talking. But I really didn't see that, which is huge. Obviously, I don't know what will happen when the parks open to the public with annual sanitization. So this is definitely a big one. So Disney is sanitizing rides every 2 hours, like ride vehicles every 2 hours, and Universal is doing them every hour. That's a lot. That's a huge difference. I kind of wish they were doing it every hour, especially because Universal mandates, literally, they put hand sanitizer on your hands as soon as you get onto the ride, and Disney does not. So there is hand sanitizer at the entrance of the attraction, right before you get on the ride and right when you get off, but they do not make you get hand sanitizer. Which, with them not doing that and not cleaning them every hour, that's just, I don't like that. Honestly, I wish they were. I wish they were mandating it. My personal preference, of course, but I think they are hoping that guests will do it on their own, and I don't know if guests will. And I feel like that's a very quick way of spreading germs, especially because, leading into the next portion of this section, I didn't see anybody sanitizing the queues. So when I say the queues, I mean the lines for like the attractions. At Universal, I have. I've seen them hold up the line while someone went and cleaned a big section of like the switchbacks in Hagrid's or any attraction. Oh, you know, I've seen it in Hagrid's. I've seen it in Men in Black, and I did not see that on any attraction in the Magic Kingdom. And I did every attraction except for Carousel of Progress, PhilharMagic, Under the Sea, The Journey of the Little Mermaid, and Barnstormer. I didn't see it at any of those, which is pretty concerning because those are big touching areas, especially with children, and children aren't exactly the cleanest. I mean, humans in general apparently aren't the cleanest, but I definitely didn't see them sanitizing it. And with them not doing the rides every hour, not mandating the hand sanitizer, and not cleaning the queues from what I saw, that's kind of disturbing, honestly. However, I did see them cleaning at the restaurants. They were cleaning tables. I actually had a cast member tell me, like, they're like, if you want to sit here, it's just going to be a couple more minutes. We have to wait for the sanitizer to sit here for a little bit. And then you can sit here. But there's other tables like over there that are already cleaned. And they were very diligent on it. But I didn't see it in the queues, and I checked out the relaxation station over by Pecos Bill, between, like, next to Golden Oak Outpost and where the Pirates League, little pirate scavenger hunt thing would be. And we were there for probably at least 25 minutes and saw people like leave and come, and they didn't clean any of the tables or any of the seats that we were sitting at. And yes, it was outside, but people are sitting there with their mask off, and I didn't see anyone cleaning it. That kind of grossed me out a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. Now, social distancing on the rides. So honestly, social distancing on the rides was just done so well. There's plenty of markers throughout the rides. As well as plexiglass dividers. So the way Universal does it is that for some of the attractions, especially if they're switchbacks, they will have them every 14 feet instead of every 6 feet. No, they will have them every 12 feet instead of every 6 feet, because they will have a marker between them. So it's like 1, 2, 3 instead of, you can't, if you had them every 6 feet, certain groups of people would line up. So it prevents them from lining up. However, with the plexiglass dividers, it allows you to not have to do that and still be able to fit enough people into that queue, which is great for rides that have either A, longer lines, or B, are like smaller queue areas. I noticed it both on Big Thunder and Mine Train specifically. I didn't notice it on Space Mountain, didn't notice it on Splash Mountain, but Splash Mountain said it was a 40-minute wait. We waited 8, so I don't know if we just bypassed that section or what, but other than that, I really like the plexiglass idea. I was afraid it might take away from the ambiance of the queues, but it really doesn't, especially with Mine Train and Big Thunder. It kind of just fits in with that theming. Also, on Jungle Cruise, on the actual boat, so they seat you in sections like they did on the bus, and then there's plexiglass between you. However, there's also a big clear, like, I don't want to call it plexiglass because it's not, but like clear fabric divider from like here up that the skipper stands behind and does everything from there. So there's another layer between you and the cast member, and it didn't take anything away from the Jungle Cruise, except for it was kind of hard to hear their jokes, but they were still using the mic. I think we just had a very soft-spoken skipper. Another thing I noticed in the queues with regards to like social distancing is that some of the attractions had like the games or like the things to do were turned off, and they were like roped off. So on Big Thunder, you couldn't do any of the like explosions or anything like that. But on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, like, they were turned off, but you could still go like touch all over it. I think it would have been easier to like block it off, especially like the water feature or the like spinning barrels of gems. It's kind of hard because you have to walk right next to it. Maybe if they put like some sort of like rope around it, I don't know. That was a tough one, but it was weird that like they had some of them blocked off but some of them not. There were social distancing markers. When I say everywhere, literally everywhere. Even for PhotoPass on Main Street. Yes, you heard that right. The PhotoPass people had social distancing markers. Now, not all of them had them, but a good portion of them did. I'll include photos, of course. Yeah, I was really excited. Like, I like scared the people from me. It's like, oh, there was social distancing markers here, yay! And they were like, but I really liked that, especially because I find with PhotoPass, people will get, and so it was nice not having people right up on you. The only thing with the social distancing markers when it came to attractions were that some of them were kind of hidden behind, like around a curve. So Universal has this issue as well, trying to keep the 6 feet markers apart, but sometimes they would be like, okay, let's say there's a door here, they would have a social distancing marker here, and the next one you would have to like kind of lean around it to see if you can go. That happened quite a few times. But other than that, the social distancing markers for the rides were awesome. And throughout the park, honestly, the markers were fantastic. A couple things I wanted to mention. It was very low capacity today. I don't know what the number was, but I can say it was slower than the Villains After Hours I went to and any either Halloween or Christmas party I've ever been to. Everything, it may have said longer, but I don't think we waited longer than 20 minutes for anything. For Space Mountain, it said it was a 5-minute wait. When I say I literally walked on the attraction, I literally walked through the queue and got on the car. There was no stopping, no nothing. That's how low capacity it was. I walked on Mine Train. I had to wait for the one car to leave and the new car to come in. That was the only thing I waited on. I rode Mine Train twice. I rode Peter Pan twice. I started my day. I rode Mine Train, Peter Pan, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, Pirates. Literally waited only 20 minutes for Mine Train. It said 25. And then after that, I don't think, like I said, Splash Mountain said it was a 40-minute wait. We waited 8. Big Thunder said it was a 45-minute wait. It was a 15-minute wait. There was no waits. And so obviously with low capacity means social distancing is easier because there's less crowds. Obviously I don't know how this capacity will compare to a park day. Nobody knows except for Disney, and no one will know until Saturday the 11th when it opens to the park for the first time. I also didn't go to Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, or EPCOT, so I don't know how it'll work there. Those will be future videos. Also, a big thing I wanted to make note of is that tickets and hotel reservations for 2020 are now open, which means, hypothetically, park passes will be more difficult to get. So if you are a local or a somewhat local, it'll probably be harder to get a park pass because people can buy a day ticket and make a park reservation. If you decide to do this and you want to make a dining reservation, which are also open, you must have a park pass, a dining reservation, and a valid ticket to be able to actually eat at your reservation. I don't know what penalties or anything like that is. But yeah, overall I know I have quite a few negatives, but I went into this like, what would the ideal situation be? And it was really good. Like crowd wise, it was phenomenal. Like if I could have those crowds every single time I went to Disney, I would be over the moon. However, there were some aspects of my trip today that I thought should have been better. They should be sanitizing the queues. They should be requiring hand sanitizer, and that bag check security area desperately needs help. Yes, it went through quickly, but my biggest fear is, what are they missing? I'm a very positive, optimistic person, but I do know that there are bad people in the world, and I just hope that they get that under control. So yes, leave any questions or comments you guys have down below about the preview or about the reopening. Like I said, my full preview video will be up live Monday because I have over an hour of footage for you guys. I gotta go through that. But yeah, so let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit me up on my social media. I actually, on my Instagram, I have a Instagram highlight Instagram story highlight about all about today. I kind of go over it. Even being stuck in traffic, trying to get into the parking complex, I go into it. But yeah, so happy that Disney's back open. I can't wait to, I'm really interested to see what happens Saturday. I think that will be Saturdays, and the days after that will be the days that we learn the most, honestly. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. And this is Bridgette's Buzz.